Today, we're gonna give a formal presentation to the 2K developers that 2K8's defense doesn't understand matchup, lineups, and NBA defense. This is for you, 2K, and I love your game, so please listen. I'm about to show you what happens if you leave legacy issues in the game without fixing them and injecting something as complicated as Ace in the equation to create disaster. So, I'm the Portland Trailblazers, and the CPU Hall of Fame is the Hawks with Ace on, obviously. The Hawks with Ace had a defensive rating of 160 in that box score. So we did a formula for a defensive rating as 160. The worst team in the NBA this year is, ironically, the Trailblazers, is at 108. 160 defensive rating is nonsense, it's not real. So you must be like, wow, Sam, what did you do? So here is the box score, so for any of you who wants to replicate this. So CJ, Plumlee, Lillard was the main of the action. Here are the shots that they took from the shot chart. And for those of you who are in the tips, what I'm about to show you will help you destroy Hall of Fame computer forever. You won't lose the Hall of Fame computer again if you're using Trailblazers with this tactic. Not my goal here. The goal is to show you the problem of Ace and legacy issues combined, but that's CJ McCollum, the focus of the offense, and he killed it. So this is the offense: limit transition, push the pace, motion cuts, Cavaliers freelance. This is actually a real-life strategy that the Trailblazers use against weak 2 guards. What I do is I'm going to do CJ McCollum, Damian Lillard pick and fades, force Korver, a bad 2 guard, onto Lillard and run a 1-5 spread pick and roll between Damian and Plumlee, putting Korver in an unenviable and torturous situation. The real-life Trailblazers did this against the Clippers, if you want to watch that game, and they chased JJ Redick off the floor. Doc Rivers had to take JJ Redick off. Okay? And 2K is not doing very well. The CJ McCollum pick and roll with Damian Lillard, the A strategy is to switch it, which is sound in a way, but unfortunately because it's Kyle Korver, you cannot switch this, because if you do that, I get the middle pick and roll and your help defense. Why did it come off CJ McCollum? I would never understand, because Maurice Harkless can't shoot it that well, but it leaves CJ McCollum, so that's bad. Here it is again, they just switch it. And they switch it back, so they did good there, and I do it again, and they switch Korver onto Lillard, and I run this 1-5 pick and roll again in space, Hall of Fame, Ace on, and it's just Korver can't deal with this, so Ace needs to absolutely make an adjustment. So that went on for another 3 minutes, and at this point Ace has shown his first adjustment. Instead of switching the pick and roll, they trap Damian Lillard. That's not NBA defense. Now that's Ace not understanding NBA defense. That is basketball suicide. You cannot trap a Damian Lillard CJ McCollum pick and fade, because McCollum will get these shots all day. I missed the first one, I am not missing this one. This is a shot you cannot give CJ McCollum. So the Hawks call a timeout here, and I was kind of excited because maybe they'll realize the problem is their backcourt. You cannot run Schroeder and Korver together if I am committed to running CJ and Damian pick and fades. What you gotta do is you need to slide up Kent Bazemore to the 2 guard spot and make Korver guard Maurice Harkless. And that would deal with it, because Bazemore can make that switch and defend the pick and roll decently. Better yet, take Fabo Cephalosha off the bench. The Hawks has the perfect team to stop this. All they're gonna do is either slide Bazemore up to the 2 or put in Fabo at the 2 and hide Korver at the 3 on Harkless, who can't shoot all that well. 2K decides to put on Delaney and Tim Hardaway, which is not the end of the world. If they switch this, it's okay. But because they started trapping, they're just gonna commit to the trap, and this was a 6-point game. This was a 4-point game. But they fully committed to this trap. Ace has accepted this trap as a good strategy. Even though the game was close, and now because of this trap, I am separating. Now it was 4, and now it's like what? After 2 more, now it's 9, and Ace is failing to realize that the trap is causing the game. The pick and fade was deadly, but it wasn't scoring at such a high rate that it will help them lose the game if their offense holds through. But it doesn't understand that. It just continues to trap and keeps giving up these CJ shots. So now the gap is huge, and now it thinks CJ is, I don't know, like completely on fire and he's a god. So they're gonna double CJ hard, and that hard, to leave Plumlee open in the paint. And by this point it's over. It's a 16-point game now. The Hawks had a chance. I was running this non-stop and I was only up by 4 until Ace started making his incorrect adjustments without understanding NBA defense. Because all they had to do was this. They have to slide base more up and leave shoulder at point, and that's the end of it. They don't do that, which is bad. They put Fabo on, but they don't let Fabo guard this pick and fade, which is literally Fabo's only job in the NBA. Fabo's job is to defend and to, not lose matchup battles. I am making them lose matchup battles. This is already the second quarter, and they decided to put Corver back on and still trap, not slide up base more, not put on Fabo. So that's the thing about this 2K. You need to understand. The legacy issue in the game is that the computer doesn't understand lineups. They just rotate through. They don't really put on lineups depending on what is happening in the game. And because now you've added in Ace without first fixing that issue, so they're not putting on the right defenders while running the wrong defensive schemes. This is the combination of legacy issues not being resolved and an Ace system that doesn't really understand what is seeing on the court. It was doing good until it started doing too much. And that was just, I think Dwight didn't leave Plumlee, but then Millsap left Aminu in the corner. This is all I did. Pick and fade, CJ, McCollum, Damian. For the entire game, I shot an incredible percentage. I think at one point I was at 90%. CJ was incredibly hot from 3. I think he only missed 1. Aminu and Harkless, expectedly so, missed a lot. I think Harkless actually had open threes but missed all of them. I think there was 2 of them. So Ace failed to recognize that too, right? Like Harkless was cold as ice from deep, and Ace just keep letting CJ take open pick and fades. So in the link in the description, I'll leave it in the OS forum because that's where the 2K developers go to read constructive criticism. I have been mad at Ace recently because of this. I have tried to be very constructive today, so this is me being as constructive as I can. Please respawn, say something to us. My subs and viewers and I have been showing and making videos of 2K18 wishlist and 2K17 problems. This is the worst of it all. This is a combination of everything I showed earlier all into one. All I did here was insert a real life NBA strategy. So 2K, as a company, you'll be very excited that you have a customer that watches the NBA so much that he takes your game and apply a regular NBA strategy that he saw on League Pass against the right matchup, right? Because the Portland Trail Blazers tries to chase bad 2 guards off the floor like JJ Redick and Kyle Korver. You want them to be taken out of the game because they're such elite shooters. They really help their offense work, but they cannot defend. So if you can make the other team's coach take them off, your team automatically plays better defense, even though you might not be trying harder. It's just because Korver and Redick is off. This strategy is what NBA teams like the Blazers do to chase off Korver and Redick. I saw it, very excited, because I saw it on NBA, and I have a copy of 2K. So man, I want to do this right away. I want to experience this too. And Ace cheated me. It gave me the wrong experience, and it will continue to do so again and again and again because the legacy issue of lineup recognition is not fixed. And Ace also has issue over communicating double teams and not understanding when it's doing well and understanding when it's doing bad. It's just double teams to stop one guy from scoring disregard of the other people. That's one thing. But you saw Ace not applying the right matchup and just letting Korver to die. And once it started trapping Damian, like you cannot trap a Damian, CJ, McCollum pick and fade. There's just no such thing while leaving Howard guarding Plumlee in the corner for free. Like every pick and fade I ran with CJ, look at it, Mason Plumlee is somewhere along the 3-point line. And you can see the guy guarding him is literally actually guarding him. Like, he might not be very close, but like he is too close. So that's what I have to show you. A lot of the players on forums on OS agree. Some of you have been disagreeing, trying it out. Try this one. The other one that I did earlier is harder to execute. So stick skills and user recognition, maybe speed recognition kicks in. Because sometimes I play this game too much, so like maybe what I see is not normal. But this is just like I barely try to execute these. I just do these pick and fades against the Hawks and let me know what happens. This is what happened to me and my other 2 friends. Proud to say though, I had 77. They only had 70 and 67. So they're noobs. I could cry right now because of this. I love this game and I just can't play it offline. And online, like, there's lag. 2K, you know your server has lags. Like, online and offline is not even the same experience. I'm not gonna talk about that because I was gonna just settle for offline stuff. And you won't even give that to me because this is what happens offline. I do one tiny NBA strategy that I see on TV and the game is, this is not money plays. This is not like a dribble move that you can't shut down. This is just an NBA strategy I saw on TV the other day. This is not what happened. Just go on the forums. 2K developers, go on those forums. Go on the forum. You'll see the video. I'll name it like constructive criticism for Ace, or Ace doesn't understand matchups. You'll see it in the forum. Leave a comment. Upvote it so the devs can see it. They need to talk about this. Like, please talk about this one. Like, talk to us. This is just a real NBA strategy I saw, and this is how your game responded. And it responded like this last year, it responded like this the year before. Yeah. Heart-wrenching. Love your game though, 2K. As always, thanks for coming by. I'll see all of you next time.